My next guest once again was back in the win column, this time getting it done at UFC Fight Night on June 4th. Damon, how's it going, man?
It's going great, man. How are you?
Doing awesome, but I didn't get a dominant win over the weekend. Congrats on that. Before we talk about the win itself and the performance, how was it going from Derek Minner to Ortega, who was a bantamweight moving up? Like kind of how I looked at this, and I'm curious your thoughts. He really had everything to gain in this fight, not you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. I just like it was for me. It was when Derek pulled out. I kind of knew it was gonna happen. I didn't think it was gonna happen that close to the fight. And then when they started throwing out names, I literally told Jason, I said, "Hey, dude, stop! Don't call me, don't message me, nothing. Just tell me a name. I'll fight whoever." And I guess they ran through about 8 guys. There was like around eight
Wow.
guys they asked to step up. They were already in the UFC. And so this kid, is trying to make his way in, and it is what it is. When you're making your debut, you got to take whatever fight they give you. And I just, yeah, I mean, he stepped up for sure.
That's crazy. Okay, I want to back up. There's a couple things you said in there. First thing, why did you feel like that fight was going to happen? I was curious.
So I mean, I did a couple of interviews where I said it, but like it was just I thought that he was gonna pull out because it wasn't a good matchup for him, and he was on a 2-fight losing streak. So that combo of things is not good with the matchmakers for UFC. So it's just a matter of whoever beats him next. He's gonna get cut. He doesn't belong in the UFC, and it really pissed me off because I know that like I knew he wasn't comfortable with taking the fight because it took him about a little over a week just to sign the contract. So I know that he wasn't wanting the fight, and it is what it is. But I've already moved past him. I've moved past this fight. I want Darren Elkins fight. Would love to get that fight squared away. I would love to fight in Dallas, but I know it's pushing the timeline on that.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. And just last thing about the 8 opponents, like, you've experienced this on the regional scene. You fought in LFA. I mean, there's been guys that, I mean, it happens all the time with fighters not fighting. Are you surprised at the UFC level, you're still having this issue where guys are not wanting to fight you?
Well, everybody wants to pad the record. Everybody wants to like take these like bullshit matchups. They want to like handpick their matchups, whatever. It's just like for me, I just never had that mindset, so it surprises me every time. But at the end of the day, like it's not surprising because of the way people are nowadays. And I think that this kid's stepping up when he had 8-0 record, but he's not in the UFC. If he was in the UFC, he wouldn't have stepped up. I guarantee you. It's just people are like so scared to lose, but it's really about going out there and like putting on a good performance, and that's how you save your spot. It's not about winning every single fight, but it definitely helps to win.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. Anything about Dan in the fight surprised you? I know you didn't have a lot of time to prepare for him specifically,
Yeah.
but looking back now, what did you take away from the fight?
So like people like say that the weight cuts it's an excuse and things like that, and I think that I've really got to figure out what's going on with my weight cuts, and because they're so hit and miss. Like I can do the same thing every time, and I have done for years. I've done pretty similar weight cuts every time, and my last fight before this, I felt amazing, and then the fight before that, when I fought Charles Rosa, I felt like crap, and so it's like, and so I cut, probably about 20 to 25 pounds, in the last like 3 days before the fight, which is totally normal. And it's like, but then like whenever I started rehydrating, I was putting the water in and it just never came out. Like it was insane. Like I was just drinking water. I was eating my normal food. I didn't go crazy. I didn't do anything that I normally don't do. And then, it was just like I was retaining water like crazy. It was so weird. I like my legs, like when I was warming up, I felt really good. So the day I always cut weight, and then after weigh-ins, I have about 3 or 4 hours where I don't do anything. I just eat and drink, get rehydrated, and then I do like a little small warm up kind of workout where I just break a sweat just a little bit, and then that night I always do a pretty good intense workout. And so I did my two workouts like normal, and I felt pretty good. And then going into the next day, while I was warming up in the morning before my fight, I felt great. And then I got to the venue and I was warming up for my actual fight. And right when I finished my warm up, I could just feel my legs just start expanding. Like they felt like my skin felt like it was like carrying. It was like freaking, my legs got so big right before the fight. and I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, I really don't understand it. So I got to talk to a few people and get that squared away, but it won't be an issue from here on out. I feel like I know what it is, but I think I just got to get my weight a little bit lower, and we'll go from there. But I'm not. I'm just trying to focus on, getting my next fight, and I'm gonna stay lean and be ready to go just in case something does pop up and I can step in. But I'm down to fight whoever, whenever, whatever.
Absolutely. What about him though, specifically as an opponent? Was there anything about him that surprised you in the fight?
No, I mean I knew that's how the fight was gonna go. I just thought that I thought that I would be able to do more whenever I was on top. So he had a good bottom base as far as like him just not giving up his neck. He wasn't giving up the good positions for me to like land strikes and stuff. So he did an okay job with that. But it was really just on me, the bad performance on me. It wasn't that he did anything good. It was just me not feeling 100%.
How did you celebrate after the win?
I just chilled out with I had a lot of friends there, man. That's why I was telling the UFC, man. Like, I sell like 20,000 in tickets at that small ass venue. If they would give me at the American Airlines Center, I would sell that place out, man. It would be so cool to have a fight somewhere else. But I hung out with everybody that came to the fights, and then I went out to dinner, real nice dinner, and then came back early the next day and got to hang out with my girls all day, and we got to go to our couple of restaurants that we always go to, and now we're about to head out to Mexico. So
Oh, cool. Are you taking
yeah.
the RV out there? I don't know if you still have yours because I know that's what you used to do is
No,
renovate.
I sold I renovated all those and I sold them all one by one, and then so we're building a house right now, and as soon as my house is done, I'm gonna get right back to doing that again. I miss doing it, and I was renovating a house for about a year and a half, and so that took up a lot of time. So I only got to do like two at the time, and normally I was doing like six a year. So I'm hoping to get back on track with doing those again and busting those out. That's like one of my favorite things. It's so cool.
Awesome. Well, that's good. I love doing all that stuff, the RVing and everything.
Yeah,
So that's why when I remember when you told me that years ago, it was kind of cool to
yeah,
hear all that. Just a couple more things on the fight itself or the fight night, I should say. What did you think of the co-main event with Voliev getting the win over Dan Ige? I don't know if you caught the fight, but that's your
yeah.
division. I'm
I
sure you're
did.
kind of keeping
Yeah,
an eye on those fights.
yeah. I was kind of talking smack to Dan before, not really in a bad way. I was just like, because when Derek was about to pull out, I was like, hey, if Dan, this is before I got the fight. Actually, my bad. This is before I got the fight with Darren and or with Derek, and
Yeah.
so I told Dan, I was like, hey Shelby, when Dan Ingay pulls out, I'll be ready to step in, like just like jacking with him. He's like, well, statistically speaking, I don't really pull out a fight, so that's probably not a good idea, for you to sit back and wait or something. Like we were just kind of going back and forth, messing around. But I did watch the fight, and I hate seeing Dan lose like back to back losses like that, and it's kind of like a little bit of a skid. But he's a tough dude, man, and just that style, like people aren't prepared for that. I would have loved to have fought that guy, whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I would
Voliev, I
suck.
think is how you say it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
looked really
would
good though. Like
suck
no
his
one's beat
ass.
Ige like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like not rushing the takedown. He was doing pretty good on the feet. Like he looked pretty good, but I wouldn't mind that matchup either. Like I could see myself fighting any of those guys, but I would love to go Darren Elkins. And you know what? Cub Swanson was talking smack too. And I told him, I said, hey, you're right here. Let's go. Like this is not like we're in the same division, so watch your mouth unless you want to fight. So and I told him, I was like straight up, like you wanna be trashy, you wanna run your mouth to me while we're in the middle of a fight, and you can't even tell your student or whoever this kid is, you can't even tell this kid how to get up off his back, and you're running your mouth over there, like just shut up and coach your guy. Don't talk to me. So I was telling Cub that right after the fight, and he acted all like Cali bad with his elbows out, and I was like, shut up, just get out of here,
Well,
it's
what did you think
trash.
of him? His like you could hear his corner, obviously Cub cornering Dan, and then
Yeah.
Safe like them going. I thought that was hilarious, like because you got
But
two really vocal
no,
corners like that.
it's not. It's okay. So like, he starts talking to me, and
Yeah,
coach, coach is like, the mold of what you would want a coach to be, like
yeah,
as a person, as a coach, like whatever motivation, whatever you want to say. Like he does everything to the T, like perfect, right? And you got Cub talking to me, and then you got this kid talking to coach in the middle of the fight, and I'm like, this is the weirdest thing going on, and it's so freaking quiet in that apex, you can hear everything. So I was just kind of like, I was like, what the hell is going on? This is so weird. Like it just, if my legs weren't hurting so bad and I wasn't in such a weird position, I would have chimed in too. But I kind of, he said, oh, this is a boring fight. I'm like, well, why don't you get your ass up then? And that's all I said. And so I wasn't trying to like jump in all that because I wasn't feeling 100%. Honestly, I was just trying to get that finish or at least win. But man, yeah, forget Cub, man. He wants to talk smack. Let's go. Like I'll go whatever, whoever.
Someone I know who trains with Cub Swanson, Brian Ortega, is going to be fighting Yair Rodriguez coming up here in a little bit. Who do you favor in that fight? Because that's again your division.
Brian.
Who do you like in that one? Yeah.
Brian, he's too smart, and Yair is exciting, but he's not smart. So I think Brian wins that easy.
Okay, curious on that. Yeah. So just to summarize here, you won on UFC Dallas. Darren Elkins would be at the top of the list. Cub Swanson probably right behind that. But you'll pretty much fight anyone, and you just want to fight on Dallas. That's the main thing. So you're on standby. How long are you going to Mexico for, by the way?
I'm going for a week, but I'm going to be training. So don't get that.
Don't take it as it's a vacation. You're going to be,
I go on my trips, and I always get work in while I'm gone. It's not the same, obviously, but I'm going to be running, doing my normal cardio stuff, and then I'll be swimming like crazy too. We're going to be doing some snorkeling, some spear fishing, and we'll be on the ocean the whole time. So I'll be getting my exercise in. So don't if I end up taking a short notice, don't be surprised.
Love it. Damon, thanks for doing this, man. Congrats on the win. Excited to see you go back to Mexico. I almost wish we could have done the interview from there like last time. That was so cool. But I'll take this anyways. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, man. It's Damon B. Jackson on Twitter and Instagram. That's really all I use. I don't use Facebook. So if you add me on there, I probably won't let you be my friend or whatever. But
there you go.
That's about it, man. Yeah.